Hi, Colin. How can I help? Hello? Hey, Nick. Colin.
Howdy.
I don't know if you just hopped on or if you had any questions for me, but
Oh,
I
I
can
just hopped on.
assist. Okay.
Oh, are you pretty much just using this as like a Q&A?
Yeah, more like a Q&A office hours, and then I'm in the emails with you guys like every day or every other day to address stuff, and you guys can text me. So I should be pretty darn available to you if anything happens or you have any question or concern on anything at all. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you've
pretty much
been
like
good.
Q&A, not really like a lecture because I recorded all those. But if you
Okay.
all ever need something live, I can do that and or pre-record something. But I think nearly everything, or maybe everything up to maybe regression, is already pre-recorded right now, walking you guys through
Cool.
stuff. So.
Cool. Is there anyone else on here right now or no?
No, it's just you guys. I sent it out right before, but it's just you guys. So yeah, more of a Q and A if there's anything randomly that you have a concern or question about.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty much
awesome.
it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what was going on. It's driving me nuts. But with that, like, was the interquartile and the upper and lower fences.
Right.
Um, I don't like what. I mean, is there any possible explanation? Like, you know what I mean? Because you know how like you've got three different, choices, right?
Right.
And I did each three, right? And then I did all of them in accordance. So like, for example, so like I would take, the quartile, the first one, the third one, and I would do them synced with each method, whether it was like .inc or whatever. I would do the same ones and then even do the IQR, right, with the same one. So I wasn't like mismatching any formulas, and it was still marking me wrong on all three of the formulas.
So what I would need to know is specifically what questions they are because this is incredibly rare. But every once in a while, the publisher makes a mistake because they don't have the advanced training like we do as professors. And
Right.
if there is something that they made a mistake on, I can go back and check it and give you the points. That's no problem at all because that'd be the most fair. It's pretty rare because generally they're spot on, but every once in a while, if something's off, and I mean maybe three times in like several years, like it's pretty rare. I can go
Right.
back. I can go back in if you tell me, and I can look at what they came up with and see if what they said made sense, or if something's incorrect, I can give you the points, and then I can reach out to them proactively and say, "Hey, you guys made a mistake on these couple of questions. Please fix them for the next time this class is taught, so that it's not marking you wrong." Because if you do the formulas correctly, like I said, when you tell me which one you looked at on your side, I can go in sort of as you and see on the back end what's going on. But
Right.
I'd be happy to give you
I
the
mean,
points back if you did it
for
right.
I mean, for me, it's not. I swear to like, dude, I literally had to walk away from it because I was about to freak out. It's not even. It's actually not even about the points anymore. It's more about the fact that like I knew I was doing it literally the exact way, and I tried all the different ways, and it was still like it didn't even make sense. I'm like, wait, is Excel doing it wrong? So I remember specifically, it was like I want to say questions. It was I think it was like on the interactive tool, right? When you had to pull the sample and then you could do the box plot and all that. It asked for the upper and lower fences, right? Every single one was just going wrong. It didn't even make sense. So it was like three of them. I want to say it was like question 12, 13, and 14. And I just said screw it, right? It was the one with like the placebo effects and you know what I mean, and the different the models on that one. And like so I would go in there, you know what I'm saying? I would literally, um, I would get it literally to where it was ranked only the placebos, right? So it wasn't all the other ones. It was just the placebos. The sample size was correct. It was literally copy paste. And I mean, like I said, I would do Q1, Q3 on the three different methods that it did, and I did each one, and it was still wrong. And then the craziest thing too is like I was even trying to cross check it, even using like AI, and AI was even answering the same answers that I was answering. So I'm like, this is insane. So I'm like, all right, so I've got Gemini, I've got Chat GPT, and I've got literally pulled out the formulas on it, and it's still marking me wrong. So I don't know. So it was just driving me like absolutely bonkers. You know what I mean? It was more not even less with like the points. It was just the fact that like I couldn't like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is out of control, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I can help the best when I can see it
Yeah,
because
I know.
I just want to be able to look at it and go, oh, okay, they did that wrong, or and I'm with you. You're probably right on this. Or like, oh, here's where Nick made a mistake, but I'm inclined to believe you because, like I said, every once in a while, because they have advanced training, but we have more. Every
Right.
once in a great while, they make a mistake, and then I'm like, oh, that's got to be corrected. But it's pretty rare because if they were making mistakes all the time, I wouldn't use them.
Right, right. Yeah, like I said, it was just the three on the interactive with the upper and lower fences, and then there was one on the other assignment that was the standard deviation. And those were the only ones that I'd gotten wrong. But like, I literally cross-checked them, and then I checked it with AI on top of it, and I'm like, man, I love the Excel. Excel's super easy. I'm like, this is just nuts. I'm like, at this point, I give up, right? So, because that's why I actually originally asked for the extension on chapter four was because I was on that question for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, dude, how can I? I'm like, I don't even understand, right? So then I just literally, I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. So then I just shut the laptop, called you, messaged you, and I'm like, man, can I get another extension? Because I was just burnt out at that problem at that point, right? And then, but like I said, it's not the end of the world. But it was just frustrating because I'm like, how are these four questions duping me? So it wasn't even the fact that I dropped whatever 10 points on the assignments, but it was just it threw my brain for a ringer. You know what I mean?
So I just sent you my PowerPoint with formulas on all that stuff through the chat, assuming you can see that or download that. And I mean, this is all stuff this should all definitely be in Canvas right now as well for me.
Right.
But this, if it'll let me send, oh, I did too many characters. I didn't like that. Yeah, it doesn't really like that at all. Okay. Um, can you download the PowerPoint?
Yeah, I did.
So that should make sense now, and that's without me looking at it right this second. That's with me just like going off what you're telling me.
Right.
Does that
But
work?
yeah, and same thing too though, because I mean, I'm pretty decently used to this class because honestly, so before I came here, I I actually took this class, but then I dropped it because I was originally going to go to UIC and they said I didn't need this class. So I literally
Oh,
dropped it like when I basically finished it and then I had to take it again. I was like, not that it's a big deal. So I am pretty familiar with it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it was really only those four questions. I mean, we're almost halfway through the semester. Is it the end of the world? I mean, no,
okay.
it was more just like I'm kind of a perfectionist, you know what I mean? And so it's just like drove me absolutely nutty. You know what I mean?
Well, I do have a comment on that. A buddy of mine and I we started doctoral school at the same time, and I have a pretty high GPA, but his is definitely higher. Like I'm close to
Right.
a 4 but he's closer to a 4.0 than I am.
Mm.
Like he rocked like a 3.98.
Right.
I have like a 3.8. I mean, like we're probably
Right.
splitting hairs here. Okay, like we would know our stuff, but you know what? He's a business analyst. He doesn't work in his field.
Right.
So my point to you is like I know grades are super important, and I'm totally going to back you up if they did something wrong and tell them to fix it. But in the bigger scheme of things, if you get to the finish line and get a solid grade in the class, and it's not changing you by like a letter grade,
Right.
it's not as big of a deal as it might feel like. And don't think I'm like dismissing that because I'm totally not. I get it. I understand you want to get all the points. I'm totally with you on that. But if you get to the finish line,
Right. I mean, does it really
that
matter?
doesn't matter as much as it might feel like it matters. But by all means, like I said, if it's 12, 13, and 14, or you want to shoot me an email and you want me to look at them, I'm happy to dig into it. If they made a
Yeah.
mistake and you're right in your assumptions, I will so cage fight and correct them on them having that incorrect. I will totally give the points back if that's the case.
Yeah. And like I
Like,
said, honestly,
I just
so
want to
what
be
I'll
fair,
do,
you know?
yeah, no, it's not even about that. I'll pull it up for next time and I'll pull up the exact ones. And I
Okay.
would just, at this point, I would just want you to like hey, if I did make a mistake, I made a mistake, but I just want to find out, you know what I'm saying? Either if I was wrong or they were wrong, and just to make sure, like moving forward, then I'm doing the right thing. Like I said, to my knowledge, I thought I was, but I could be wrong, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so
I,
if you whatever works. If you want me to look at the ones now, I'll do that. If you want to look at them the next time you run into something, I'll do that, or both, whatever works. I'll totally support you because I get the frustration. I'd be like, come on, I know this stuff. I get it.
yeah, I mean, that was the craziest thing. I'm like, dude, I know this. I know, Q3 minus Q1. I know the IQR. I understand, the negative
That's right. It is
1.5
Q3
plus
minus Q1.
1.5. Right. So I mean, but it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I mean, hey, no sweat. If it was only 1% off the top in the first half, even if I drop another percentage on the next, it's still 98%. You know what I mean? Is it the end of the world?
Okay.
You know. So yeah, like I said, so I'm not gonna, make it do a bunch of work or dig too deep for it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I want to support and um, like I said, generally it's not garbage. Generally it's pretty together.
Right.
Because I use McGraw Hill for a lot of stuff, a lot of their products, and there's other products out there from other publishers that I don't like. 99% of the time, I mean, it's probably the same percentage that you lost or better. They're getting it right. I mean, is it
Right.
100? Maybe not, but it's probably 99.99. So,
Right. Right. No, yeah, of course. So yeah, like I said, it is what it is. Yeah, but no, I really do appreciate you being accommodative and stuff, and it's been really helpful. So I do appreciate you.
okay. Yeah, just continue to reach out. If there's ever too long, and this is for everybody that's maybe even watching this later, if there's ever too long of a time you haven't heard from me, just email or text or call again. Like I said, I'm usually in every day or every other day on the emails. So I
Oh
try
yeah,
to
no,
get back to you
you're
guys in like 24 to 48 hours. But, if it's the weekend, it might be on Sunday. But I'm usually going in like Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at a minimum, at least 3, 4 times a week in a 7 day period, trying to make sure I address everything. And if you ever ask for something like, hey, I need a little more time and I see it later, I'm going to be mindful of that and then add time to from when I responded. So just to give you guys like reassurance, totally deadlines are important. We cannot have a class where it's just like a train wreck and you try to do it at the end. But I'm also reasonable and I'd rather have you guys know it than like, oh, you have to hit that deadline, on the nail every time. So,
yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I think I'll never forget chapter 4 now.
oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I was just after doing it and fixing it so much, but yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, no, you've been super quick. I've had no problems. You've been very very quick and accommodative, so I do appreciate it.
Right on. Well, I appreciate that. And this is for you and anybody. I think at the end of the class, you totally do get surveys. My bosses totally do read them, but only do that if you feel so motivated because
Oh yeah.
I've taught statistics a whole bunch, but this is my first term at NCC.
Oh
So
no kidding. Okay.
well, I love positive feedback. I love any feedback. If it was ever constructive, I'll take it. I'll adjust accordingly. But um, that sort of information, I'm quite sure my bosses read those things. I'm hoping that I can teach statistics again, even if it's remote in the fall. So
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I said. Yeah. No. You've been really accommodative. You've been very good at communication. So no complaints here, and I'll definitely give you a good review.
cool. And only if you really feel like you want to. Like, don't feel by any means obligated. Because I said that it's only if like from the heart you're like, yeah, I want to do that. If you're like, yeah, not feeling it, I would be okay with that too, of course. So.
Uh, you'll get it, man.
All
No
right.
no obligatory reviews.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Right on. Other than that, do you have any other questions, thoughts, or concerns for me at all?
No, that should be it, Dr. Mack. I really appreciate your time.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Alrighty, partner. See ya.
See ya.